We are here. I am Jets Chaos. This is the Pride and Chaos show. It's 8 o'clock p.m. on a Wednesday night. We're waiting for Harry W. Is there a Harry W. sighting? So many questions to answer, so many questions to ask. What do we do now? Will Harry W. make it out of Florida or make it to Sacramento ever? We'll find out. Will the Jets tank? I doubt it. Will they win a game anyway? We're going to talk about it coming up right now after this.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
What is going on? There's no Nick. Nick! No Nick right now. No Nick. Just me. Just Chaos. Maybe we'll have him later. Maybe we won't. But we will see. We will see. But who do we have? We have Tony Alexio. And he says that Greg the Leg, ruins our tank. And I don't know. I mean, runes, a lot of people didn't want a tank. I mean, look, I don't want Greg the Leg missing field goals. I want his confidence sky high. We haven't had a good field goal kicker before him in a long time, and he's pretty damn good. And I think, the good thing about kickers is they don't get old. You know what I mean? As long as they're kicking well, you keep kicking them. And that's if they tanked, I don't want it to be by him missing field goals because he's not going to miss on purpose. Forget about that. And it's hard. I mean, it's hard to really root for him to miss because I don't know. I want him to feel as confident as humanly possible. You can't expect the players to lose on purpose. It's just not going to happen, buddy. What you can do is you can be productive. You can actually do a smart thing. You can play your young players. They elevated Kuntz. Maybe we're going to get to see him play. Why not? If you're eliminated from the playoffs, why not take a look at the players you have, the young players, see how they do? I wouldn't put them all in at the same time. That's not I don't want it to be like a preseason game because then you can't tell who stinks, who doesn't stink. I'm talking about blending them in with the first team and seeing who belongs there, who can hang. You know what I mean? I'd love to have Trey Dean in there playing half the game or whatever, playing a lot of snaps and just see how he does. I would love to have Chaz Surratt playing more snaps and see how he does. Let him and Sherwood run the show at linebacker. See what we got. See if there's a future there. Why not? And yeah, they're going to play to win. We know that already. So I don't think it's tanking or unethical or bad or unfair to the fans. I think you, as a club, when you're eliminated from the playoffs, to use players that are younger on the roster that you might want to rely on in the future, this is your opportunity to see them play without great risk. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? But they're going to try to win. So just win, baby. What's going on, Todd? Harry W. is here just like I predicted he would be. The big thing about Harry W. this week, everybody, is we're taking a poll. Do you think he's going to make it to Sacramento this summer and have a beer with the Chaotic One? We'll find out this summer. Wild Wave is here. What's going on, Wild Waves? Good to see you, brother. Some guy is in the house. Some guy. I don't know who. Hey, I think that he might be. If there's one thing championship level about this team, it's the kicking. the punter, and the field goal kicker. They're as good as anybody in the league, right? I mean, there's some good ones. I think the Eagles have a pretty damn good kicker. Sean McAteer, Guardian of Temecula, says, "What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Nick?" No, there's no Nick. What's up, Jeff fans? No, me and Nick didn't have a fight. Nick is occupied or in Purgrado. Is that what they say? Purgrado? No, Por Scranton. He's not in Scranton. We might see Nick a little bit later. Just, we'll see, because you never know. You know how Nick loves to pop in even when he says that he can't. So we'll see. If not, we're going to open up the line. I'm going to share the link. We're going to let some of you come in and join me and talk a little bit. Personally wanted Harrison Jr., that's over. Yes, that's definitely over. That would have definitely been one of the players that I would have been fine with them taking, obviously. If they want to trade down a little and they get a great haul and still get a good guy with a first-round pick, like if they trade down to 15, 16 and still get someone and they get a nice haul for doing that, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with Fashanu, with Alt. I'd be happy with Harrison, and I'd even be happy and I'd be okay with Neighbors, because I think that if you take Marvin Harrison away, everybody's talking about Neighbors as the next Jamal Chase. So I know he's not at the level right now as a prospect of a Marvin Harrison, but the truth is the only difference between them is Marvin Harrison has much higher floor. Like, the most disappointing career I could see for Marvin Harrison is kind of what's happening to Trevor Lawrence so far. We don't know that Lawrence won't get better, but like what I mean is that he's not an absolute superstar yet. That's the worst case scenario for Marvin Harrison, that he's just the guy who gets 1,000 yards a year receiving, but only 5 or 6 touchdowns, and he's just good. And that's it. That's his floor, people. He's not going to be worse than that, right? Whereas Neighbors, like every other player, could be a bust. But Neighbors has the ceiling of a Marvin Harrison. He does. Well, maybe Marvin Harrison has the ceiling of like a Calvin Johnson, Megatron 0.3, whereas Neighbors is more like a Jamal Chase. I could live with a Jamal Chase type of player playing alongside Garrett Wilson. How about you? So I'd be okay with that. That would be fine. Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, Alt, Fashanu, those are the guys that I think I'd be comfortable with. If they decided to take, let's say he slipped and they were really up high and they would have been at number 4 or whatever, and for some reason Drake May slipped because someone took Jaden Daniels, right? And then things could change over the next few months. We don't know what's going to happen. Like in that kind of case, even though we have Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't complain. I know that's crazy. You say, oh, but offensive line, wide receiver. I don't care. A guy like Drake May, to me, if he happened to fall there, I don't care. I don't care, because sometimes you have to, we never get one. We never get a quarterback that's going to be 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, career franchise quarterback. There's no way. I'm not saying I'd sit there and scream they have to take him. I'm saying that if they took him, I would not be mad. I would not be mad. And if you have any problem with that, watch the tape. Watch this kid, Drake May. He's better than Caleb Williams. I'm telling you right now. The world is wrong. The world is wrong. If you think that you take Williams over May, you're wrong. Watch the film. Watch the film and watch who can make all the throws. Drake May. And I'll die on that hill. Grandizer is here, my moderator. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Congratulations on your Miami Dolphins. They are doing great. I think they are top 2 contender for the to win the AFC. Right now, I have Baltimore as my number 1, though. We love the chaos. We love the Alexio. We love the packages. Agree. Play young guys and give our older players some rest. Yeah, why not? But let's see what the young guys can do, right? What the hell? Yo, what's up? What's going on, Yeti? Pete, my new picture saying he was a young American by Bowie in your head. Can't take football that seriously at this juncture. Yeah, I guess you can't take it too seriously. I mean, what does it really mean, right? What does each game mean? But that's why I think guys like Ryan really wanted to lose. He says, because that's the only meaning we have left. But I'm not going to dismiss the good of winning. I know we're not going to care come draft day, but I think there is something to be said about winning, especially when you got young players that you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose their headspace. You don't want them to start regretting being Jets. You want them to feel and set, that there's a future and that this club is capable of doing it. At least that's my opinion. Is Nick in the witness protection program? No, he's not. Are you in the witness protection program? I had to ask. Alan, what's going on? It's mock draft season. Yeah, we could do a mock draft. I'm going to let some people in. I'm going to ask people to call in. I'm going to put the link in the chat if any of you are interested in coming and talking a little bit of football with me. So we'll put that up there. We'll get that going pretty soon. Just no porno, no farts or anything like that. Sean McAteer. I can't say hi. If Nick's not going to shine, I can't say hi. I guess you can say hi. He might watch the replay. He might even be watching right now. He might be in his car or something like this. Am I saying Jamal? It's Jamar Chase. You see, Green Bean won't correct me anymore. Or Nick won't correct me. Green Bean gets annoyed. Alan politely corrects me. So that, you see, that's the dynamic. Green Bean would be like, "It's Jamal, man." And then in the private chat, "Get it right, man. We're professional content providers, man. You got to get these things right. Research it, man. Have some cheat notes, man. Okay, I got hydro lucent to your water, man. It keeps you hydrated, man. You don't have sponsors, Chaos, because no one watches you, man." Yeah, nah, he didn't say that to me. Matt C, what's going on? Whoever Douglas picks is gonna flop. No, that's not exactly the most positive thinking. You know what I mean? Malachi Corley, I want the Jets to get him so bad. Isn't that a wide receiver, right? If I remember correctly, Malachi Corley is a wide receiver. I'm getting to know all the players. I think I liked him too. I think he had pretty good height, like 6'2", 6'3"-ish, good speed. If I remember, I have to get more familiar with this, guys, because in about 4 weeks, I'm going to be at the Senior Bowl. And guys like Malachi Corley might be there. And I'm going to have to know his name so I can get interviews, because I think Hank would appreciate that. Or I think Alan would appreciate that if I bump into and interview this guy and see how he would feel about coming to New York, playing for the Jets. And does he call it Taylor ham, pork roll, or is he going to look at me and have no idea what I'm talking about? I wouldn't touch Killer with Bo Arthur's dick. Well, I'm glad you agree with me. I think that he is being hyped up. I thought that. No one helped me with that. I came to that conclusion. I don't have any friends. I didn't try to order a pizza from a guy named Tony and get that information. I thought of it all by myself. So no, I look at the tape. The tape will back me up. It's Drake May, man. Drake May. What's going on, Daniel? Congratulations on your Dolphins. I'll say it. You guys are, I think, one of the two top teams. I think it's Baltimore or Miami, guys, going to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction right now. Winners win. That's true. That's true. Winners do win, and we certainly have not done that. There's no argument there. Wild Wave. There's still possible for us to end up at 3 to 4. Yeah, but that's very low chances statistically. But yeah, we'll see how it happens. Right now, to me, just play the players. Just play the young players. This is an opportunity for us to learn who we have. Because they're really bad at it. Like, we've let really good players sit and waste away. So maybe we could prevent that by letting them play now in meaningless games. Like, I want to see what Trey Dean could do. He had a great preseason last year. I don't see why that would be a problem for them. Elevate the guy and let him play. It's like, it doesn't make any sense not to. Just let the kid play. Let's see what he can do. I don't understand why, like, they have so much trouble. Tom showed you to. Okay. Right. So at least I knew he was a wide receiver. So you see, I'm there. I'm halfway there. You know what I mean? I haven't watched the film on him, but I recognized the name and knew he was a wide receiver. So, and I remember him being fast and kind of lanky, kind of having that good. I like my wide receivers now. I don't like them 6'5", 6'6". I mean, it's okay if they're freakish athletes, but I'm perfectly comfortable with 6'2", 6'3". Perfectly comfortable. Let them run a 4.4, 4.3. That'd be great. 4.4 even. 6'2", 6'3". Great route runners, long, stringy, catches with their hands. Strong hands, at the point of contact with the ball, strong hands, and able to win contested throws. That's what I'm looking for. Those are the traits I'm looking for. I mean, you want the good route runner, because when you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, It matters more because a guy like Aaron Rodgers is relying on that in his mind. He has that brain, that football brain. He knows where players should be. If you're not running that route, Chris, you're going to be off the route. You're not going to be where he's throwing it. So it's important that we have good route runners that know where to cut. They know how to cut. They do it with speed. They explode. They're where our quarterback is going to know and feel they should be. It matters more. If you have a quarterback, I don't want to put down our quarterback. I don't want to start big fights. But if you don't have a quarterback at that level, it's less important, believe it or not. That's why I'm so mad that some other wide receiver of ours never got a chance, because I was like, who cares if he can't run a route? We didn't have a quarterback that could throw to a route runner. So what difference did it make? You know, we were off script half the time anyway. Why not have an off script wide receiver on the roster? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Jeremy, would you start our core four in the final game against New England, or would you put them in bubble wrap? I don't want them getting injured. Well, I know players don't like that. I mean, fans don't like that. Other fans will be like, oh, man, your men play. I don't care. I don't care. I would play Will McDonald. I mean, it's just about snaps. I want to see more Clemens, because I think Clemens is in the plan of the future of the team. I think he's a decent first, second down, running down edge setting edge. Like I do. And he's versatile. He can move to the inside in the bind, or he could stunt to the inside. You could do things like that with a guy like Clemens. He has that strength, that power, that versatility. I know he made some dumb mistakes. He got a little emotional there, but there's still some good level play. There's still some good things in his game, at least that I like, that I see. So I would love to see him play more with a Will McDonald next to him. Will McDonald getting 60% of the snaps, 65% of the reps, you know, and more than just pass rush situations only, like just more than just third down, just to see what the kid can do. And, you know, maybe end the season with a few sacks. That would be nice. Trey Dean, Kuntz, he's a freakish athlete. Let's see if he's going to be able to put it together. Let's see what he could do. Let's see if he's grown in training camp. They did elevate him, so maybe we will get to see him. I'd like to see him as the tight end too, behind Jeremy Ruckert. Like I think Conklin could be used in a very limited role. There's no point in beating him up anymore. You know what I mean? Let's see how Jeremy Ruckert does in the tight end one role. Let him run. I mean, this is what I would do if it was my team. It's just, I believe in trying to put your players and give them real valuable experience when the opportunity is there at very low risk. So I just think that we should give these guys a chance. I don't want to put the no names in. I don't care about guys with no future. That's stupid to me. That's a waste. That's if they want to tank. That's tanking, right? So I'm not saying they should do that. If they sat Quinnen Williams, I wouldn't complain, because, man, on our turf or in any turf in football now, one knee and he's gone next year. You know what I mean? Like, he's a big guy. We can't have, you know, so to me, it's like, but he's not going to do it. He's going to want to play. He's going to want to get a couple of more sacks and pressures and all that for his stats. I'm just saying I wouldn't complain if Quinnen Williams sat. I really wouldn't. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to want to play. And yeah, and you know what? To anyone who says, what are you so scared of injuries? Yes, I'm a Jets fan. I have 40 years of evidence of why we should be terrified about injuries. 40 years of injury evidence that it's not ridiculous for us to be worried about injuries. Mo Dean is in the house. Mo Dean. He says, Drake May makes me nervous. He has footwork problems, and both OCs his work, which made him play a one-read game that won't translate to the NFL. Well, okay, I agree. There's always concerns when you're a one-reader, right? One read and go. We saw that with Justin Fields. That was the critique on him. There were a couple of people who couldn't handle it, that it was pointed out. They acted like big babies because they loved him, and they never understood that we weren't criticizing him. But I do want to say this. You're right. There's a lack of evidence that he could be 2 reads, 3 reads, progression quarterback. There's a lack of evidence, but it doesn't mean he can't. We don't know that he can't. I don't care about footwork. Footwork is 100% coachable. So as long as they get his character, if he has growth mindset, hard worker, not worried about footwork at all. The big question with him and what you're saying is, really is, the ability to look and go down a progression of receivers and targets. Now, I will say this, Modine, he makes every throw. He makes every throw. Now, like every throw. You want to go route, you want to slant, you want a deep post, doesn't matter. He makes every throw. And he's a vicious runner, man. He's special. He's a special runner. So I'm just saying I wouldn't complain if they took him. I'm not saying I know for a fact. I like him better than Caleb Williams. Now, if you want to, now we could talk about the other guys. We could talk about J.J. McCarthy. I think we're going to. My videos are going to talk about it. I got a pizza guy that knows what he's talking about. He's not really a pizza guy, but I got a guy in the Bronx knows what he's talking about. We're going to talk about all these quarterbacks. We're going to look at the film, and we're going to judge for ourselves. But Modine, that is a very sophisticated and correct thing to point out. I'm not at all arguing with that. That is something to be concerned about whenever you don't have evidence of something. And right now, there's a lack of evidence that he can play beyond a one read and go type of football. And that is concerning. Fierce Grim, what's going on? Good to see you. Hi to you too. Is it Chris Jenkins in the draft? He is. Chris Jenkins is in the draft. I've taken him in a couple of mocks, believe it or not. So yes, there's your Mosley replacement potential. We're drafting. I'll throw up bullshit for defense. Mosley, no. The Jenkins I'm thinking of is a defensive tackle though. Not a middle linebacker. So, I don't know. Professional athletes don't want to lose. If they can win, they will. I know people think NFL teams tank. I don't believe it. Every time you touch the ball, there's stats change. Pro athletes won't flop. I agree. Once the players on the field aren't going to flop. Start McCoy right, see if he can do the job. Maybe use him there. I agree with this. He's a right tackle at best. I will say that I am convinced of that. Mekhi Becton is a right tackle at best. Right guard, maybe? Fine. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to test them at. But I will say one thing. Mekhi Becton is not a left tackle. I don't know. I think he was, and I think he had 2 years of knee injury, and he lost a certain amount of speed, and he no longer could be a left tackle. I think he's a right tackle. What's your biggest fear come draft day? Well, obviously that they're going to take an edge. You know what? As much as I say that I wouldn't complain if they took Drake May, the truth is, it is anytime they if they ever consider taking a quarterback, it's a fear for me, because the truth is, even when you think or you believe that they took the right quarterback, I just know for 40 plus years, whether I like their quarterback pick or not, it's never worked out. It's never really worked out. So that scares me. If they take a quarterback, I'm scared. And what scares me on draft day is that they're going to take, they're going to do the best. I don't want Bowers. I know that I'm not saying I don't want Bowers as in, if, like I don't think he's a good player or I don't think he could be great for us. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine taking a tight end. I like Jeremy Ruckert. I like Conklin. Every tight end, even Pitts, right? There's these guys that are supposed to be so good. I'm not saying they're all busts. I'm not saying he won't be a great weapon, a great receiver, but they always take longer to develop than wide receivers, I feel like. I feel like very rarely do tight ends come out and blow you away. So I just don't want Bowers, man. I want Fashanu or Alt or even J.C. Latham. I want a tackle that we can plug and play. We need a freaking tackle. Or like I said, if they take a quarterback, I'm not going to scream and cry about it. Like I freak out about it and think he's the dumbest GM in the world. I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, that's a fear. I'll be afraid. But that's not as big a fear of taking a guy like Bowers. That's the biggest fear. The only thing worse than that was if we took an edge. If we took an edge, I'd be pretty pissed. Pretty pissed. But I guess my biggest fear is that we pick 9 and all the players we like are gone and nothing happens, no trade, and we just pick some guy. No offense, some guy. But like that we just pick some player that's the third wide receiver, Rome or whatever, Romeo, even if they're good, I mean, it's just scary for me because it's like we could have picked 15th and gotten that, so that would suck. In my opinion, that would be my worst fear. Like I want to either, if we're not going to get one of those special 6 players that I like, I want to trade down at least get a second round pick with our first round pick and approach the draft that way. So my fear is that nothing happens. So we just pick some dude. See some guy. I'm looking out for you. That we pick some dude that's not at that top tier, and then boom, we don't pick until the third round, and we don't get the help we need, and we don't take advantage of this very small window of Aaron Rodgers. So there you go. Harlan, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Better coaching, less penalties, please. Well, yeah, we could definitely use some. He's got to find a way to get these guys better on the field and less penalties. There's no question. The only defense I have for it is a lot of those penalties are bullshit, and the referees still seem to hate our guts. Yeah, drafting an edge in the first round would be a nightmare. Do you think the Pats are grabbing a quarterback in round 1? Which one? Well, I'm pretty sure they are. Mike Owenu is a guy the Jets should look at in free agency. Okay. Is he? I'm assuming he's a offensive lineman, right? Sorry to be so ignorant, but I've spent so much time studying the Jets that unless we play them, unless I know, like, you know what I mean? A lot of times I just don't know who plays for who. So I haven't looked at free agent availability or anything like that. I put no time into that at this point, except for the one guy, Bacala, whatever his fucking name is for Green Bay. I don't want him because he's always hurt. Okay, I got $10. Say Douglas drafts a lineman or a linebacker in the first round. A D-line, dude, that would be freaking crazy. Especially because if you really want a defensive lineman in this draft, there are guys that will be there in the third round, maybe even the fourth round. There are guys. There are your big, fat, 310-pound, good college career kind of guys. Oh, you can't see it because it's green. It's a Mexican Sprite. Okay. Modine says, Alan, who knows? I don't know what they are thinking. They might rank May 1 or maybe rank Daniels 1. I don't be shocked if Jaden Daniels sneaks up there and becomes a serious conversational piece up there with Drake May and Caleb. I think they're hyping Caleb Williams up to the point where he's going to go 1. And I think that there are GMs that do it because they're afraid to lose their job. But I just don't. I look at I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, I think the number one criteria has got to be, can he make every throw? Caleb Williams, I don't think he can make every throw. I don't believe it. So when LaFleur was the Jets OC, he told Wilson, if his first 2 reads weren't there, run. You see, but that's 2 reads, your first 2 reads, not your first 1 read. You got to be able to at least go to 2 reads, right? Guys aren't focused, not a concern to build a team around 4, 6, or 15. I know people think it matters, but it doesn't. It's one player, and they have potential. True and not true. I mean, here's where it matters: trade. Yeti, that's where it matters. What if, like, at 15, no one's trading up big time for you? Like, someone might trade up to 15, but you're not getting a haul. But if you have the 4th pick and you decide that, like, oh, Yeti's right, we can get a guy at 16, 17. Yeah, but we could also get a second rounder, an extra third rounder, and then maybe a first round next year. I mean, you see what they're trading nowadays. You get a crazy haul. So there's no arguing that the 4th pick has incredibly more value than the 15th pick. Maybe not in the players you pick in those 2 spots, but you can trade from 4 to 15. So you know how much you'd get in a trade if you were in the 4th spot and traded with the team with the 15th pick? You can't tell me that doesn't mean anything. That haul of trades, suddenly it means something because those players will help you, especially JD. He might not have hit everyone, but sometimes he finds real guys in the 3rd, 4th rounds. Imagine an extra second rounder. I mean, he finds people. He found Breece Hall in the 2nd round. Bill B likes the LSU quarterback. Who's Bill B? Billy Bilstein? I like Jaden Williams a lot. I think Jaden Williams belongs in that top 3 conversation for sure. I don't know why JJ McCarthy is not getting more love, to be honest with you. I don't get that one because he's also very special. So look out for him. The Jets won't take any quarterback in any round. That might be true. That might be true. It also might be false. We'll find out. Yes, going down the reads is important, but also the speed of the NFL makes you have to those reads quickly. If you aren't used to it, it could, learn that. I guess anything is possible. Well, here's the thing, Modi. The one good situation for a player like that is that he would get to sit behind Rodgers for 2 years. So there'd be no rush in using him, right? But I understand your concern. I understand the risk in taking a player where there's no evidence he has the capability of progressing through multiple reads. Like, I totally get it. I get your concern because you can't be an NFL quarterback if you can't do that. Yeah, there's no question about that, Billy. But if we took a quarterback, I'm only saying we wouldn't be taking a quarterback to play. And I agree. Like, look, I've been saying it from the beginning. In my opinion, offensive line. In my opinion, we have got to lock down a tackle spot, at least one of them, preferably the left tackle, forever. I want to get a left tackle where we don't have to think about left tackle for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, just let's get our Pro Bowl left tackle locked in, done. So in any year, the only thing we're ever worrying about is right tackle, who's going to play right tackle. That's the biggest concern I want to have. But I certainly don't want to sit there and think, who the hell is our left tackle? It's crazy. It's just not going to be Mekhi Becton. He's not fast enough. He's a powerhouse, and I think he could be a great right tackle. And his one critique will be he's weak in pass defense. Like, he's weaker in pass defense, but he's serviceable, and that he's a great run blocker, and he mauls people. Because if AVT could come back onto the field as right guard and stay healthy, Tippmann, AVT, Beckman, that right side will maul people. And then if you get a Pro Bowl left tackle type, a guy like Alt or Fasciano, for example, maybe Tomlinson plays better because now he's playing with 4 good linemen and he seems to play up to the people around him. Let me scroll all the way down. Sherwood. Now, he answered a question that Joe Championi was asking a question. So everybody say hello to Joe Championi. We got Kevin Callaghan in the chat. He says we need O-line for sure, but if we do grab a quarterback, it's good he can sit like rookies should behind a veteran quarterback. Yeah, that's my point. That's why I wouldn't go absolute. My head wouldn't explode. It doesn't mean I'm rooting for it, but I know there are people like Billy whose head will explode. Like Billy, like, motherfucker, he'll be so mad, screaming, fire JD, you piece of shit. He'll be going crazy. And all I'm saying is my head won't explode. Like, I'll be able to suck it up and just be like, okay, all right, that's kind of weird. They took a quarterback. But we got Aaron Rodgers for 2 years, but we decided to take a quarterback. But the positive of it is he would sit. Sorry, so Grandizer welcome Joe Championi into the Oh my God. Oh my God. So what are you saying? You say, haha, I'd be like Ryan. Exactly. I know you'd lose your shit. I'm just saying I wouldn't lose my shit completely. Like, I would say, hey, we have a chance to draft a quarterback and actually let him develop for 2 years. Now, how against would you be if in the 3rd round, Penix was there and we took Penix from Washington? How upset at that would you be? It's a 3rd round pick. It's not as much of a gamble, although we could use help at the interior of our line or a wide receiver. So there is some pain, but it's not as bad as taking it, using a 1st round pick. Here's a guy, if he was never hurt, that would be pretty good. Pretty good. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, this is the exciting part, people, where I'm going to put the link of the show in the chat, and you have the opportunity to join me. But I have to see who it is. That's the one thing. So if you want to join the show, I was hoping Johnny Jimenez would be here. He likes to come on, but he's not here. He's not here. He's probably on some Christmas trip with the kids. I think he might be in Cuba. So if he's in Cuba, I hope he's having a good time. But the link is in there. If somebody wants to join, I'll interview you, ask you your opinions of the draft. If you want to share that, just come in right now. See, the great thing is when Jake Asman, you come on, you have to wait half an hour sometimes. Ryan has that little chicken thing and throws you out in 10 seconds. See, you don't get none of that pressure here. You come and you join the chat. I'll talk to you for a while. There's going to be no chicken. No one's going to get thrown out. No one's going to get roughed up. You just sit here and talk football. If any of you want to come on, you're in a position, just hit the link. It's in the chat. I don't think I pinned it, so let me try to do it one more time and pin it so it's easy to find. Fine. What pinned this thing? Whoa. No, wait a second. What the hell? No, okay. It's asking me if I want to ban myself. It doesn't make any sense. I put a star in it. What does that mean? I'm trying to pin it. I think I have to go into YouTube to pin it. I'm not really sure. So I'll just keep throwing the link in there every once in a while. If you want to join the show, come on in. Until then, I'm just going to talk about Joe Champiani. He will be ready. He's talking to someone else again. I don't know what the guy's talking about. I know that Joe Champiani, he probably doesn't like the idea of taking Drew May. I don't think he's a big fan of his. I think he's like Modine. I think he's concerned about him. Doesn't think he can make all the throws. But I'm telling you, this is going to be the year that's going to happen again. Caleb Williams is not going to be the guy. But Grandizer, no, I don't have the phone line to do it. I have the link. You can shut the camera off, though, and just talk if you want to join the show. So it is the Jets Chaos call-in hour where you can call into the show if you'd like. Right now, we got you kick me off the show and still have the balls to call it Pride and Chaos. I didn't kick him off the show, everyone. He's lying. It's a pain in my neck. He's a liar. A two-faced liar. Okay. I don't know what makes him a two-faced liar, but I like to say it because it sounds more vicious. You're a two-faced liar. As opposed to a one-faced liar. How come they never say you're a 20-faced liar? You lie with 20 faces. But seriously, what are the Jets going to do now? What's the thing to do? What are they going to do? I don't know why he's cursing me. Should I block him? I would call you, but I have people around. That's the problem. You know, don't call in like the Jerky Boys. I can imagine you calling in. Yeah, this is Saul. No, that would be, this is Saul Rosenberg. I'll bring my brown shoes, so I'll have them. Wild Wave is here. What's going on? Everyone's saying hello to Nick in the chat. He's a piece of crap, so don't be too nice to him. Couldn't even let it marinate. Shut up with your words. Someone once taught Nick Shine the word marinates, and now he just uses it a lot. Somebody once said, let that marinate. So Nick Shine went, that's the word that I could use to sound intelligent and sophisticated. Nick Shine is not intelligent, and he sure as hell isn't sophisticated. All right, no one's calling in, so I tell you what we're going to do instead. We'll do a mock draft. Let me get it set up. Mock draft. Screw you, everybody, for not calling in. Okay. Oh, I know that Joe Championi is going to love this. I know that Joe Championi loves mock drafts. Okay. Remember, guys, you got to pronounce his name right. Champ Pioni. Bernard Nixon. Who's that? Okay, let's bring in. All right, welcome to the show. Someone who doesn't talk in the chat a lot, but apparently he's in the audience because here he is. Bernard Nixon, what's up, man?
Hey, just chaos. I'm a Packer fan here. You might have seen me from Jake Assman's show. I call in there most of the time, but yeah, man, I'm a Packer fan. As if you don't know, AR8 is my favorite player. He's the reason why I became a Packer fan. So once he, went to the Jets, I started following the Jets too. Consistently, and I've been following your channel. I've been watching your stuff. Jake Asmans, Matt O'Leary, Green Bean,
Nice.
and Paul Boy Green. So, and I think y'all do great jobs as Jets contract creators.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah.
And let me ask you something. As somebody who's followed A-Rod's career,
Yeah.
how do you feel about him coming back? How do you feel about him coming back next year? How do you think he'll be?
Well, that's why I want to, that's a question that I really want to ask you and get your opinion on, because a lot of people like it's been some doubts that he might not come back and be the same player next year because he's 40, coming off a torn Achilles. But so I want to get your opinion on that because I think we don't really see. I think Dan Marino came back and played well off on torn Achilles, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, as far as the torn Achilles, the fact that he's on the field practicing right now,
yeah,
and that he has until May, or June to really start actual camp, everything before that's voluntary. I'm not concerned about it because that ankle is not the throwing ankle. It's not where he puts his weight. He was losing his mobility as a quarterback anyway. That's not what he was going to rely on as much as, so I don't care. It's not like he was RG3 and he was relying on his legs and his running. He's a pocket quarterback. I still think he'll be able to move enough to be elusive. I think he has great pocket presence, and he could sense people around him and where people are. I think he takes care of his body. His arm looks great. There's nothing wrong with his arm. And I think most importantly, he doesn't have to be MVP Aaron Rodgers. Like, he doesn't have to be that level. The Jets, if they can keep their offensive line healthy with that defense and with Breece Hall as running back, I honestly believe that he just needs to be like an Aaron Rodgers, maybe like if you took his last year with the Packers and combined those stats with 20 and 21 and took the average of that. So he doesn't have to be an MVP quarterback. If he's just really competent, top 15 in the NFL, and and again, the offensive line obviously has to stay healthy, so we have a running game, and we can't be, we can't have the entire offensive line hurt. I think those two things with our defense, I think we're a contending team. I think what we have, I think we're in the conversation. I do.
Yeah, and that's what I said 2 or 3 times, that he doesn't have to be like a top 5, top 4 quarterback. He doesn't have to be like you said, he doesn't have to be like MVP. He just have to be like what you said. His last year, you take his statistics and you put him with the Jets defense. Y'all can still win about 11 games at minimum, probably 12 games. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the losses y'all had this year, because I still watch y'all games. Most of y'all losses y'all could have won. Like, y'all could have y'all should have beaten the Chiefs. Y'all should have beaten the Raiders. Y'all should have beaten the Patriots, the Falcons. Like, if y'all if Rodgers was in those games, like, y'all could have easily won those games. And again, he didn't have to ball out. He just had to just do enough. Maybe score a touchdown or 2. And y'all was, if he scored like 19, 20 points, y'all would have won those games. And y'all might be in the playoff picture right now still. So I do agree with you on that. And then now the Hackett thing is interesting because with Hackett, because me being a Packer fan, Hackett was with us. he didn't really call the plays. Matt LaFleur called the plays, but Hackett was like the red zone, gold zone guy. And I think Roger said that he loves him being around because I guess he makes football fun. That's what Roger said. If he comes back, do you have a problem with him coming back if Rogers wants him back, or do you think that he should if he comes back, do you want him to be all OC again, or do you think they should bump his role down and maybe like that?
No, I think with Rodgers, I'm fine with Hackett being his OC. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. When he has Rodgers as his quarterback, we saw what he did in 2020. We saw what he did in 2021. The evidence is there. It's probably mostly because Rodgers takes a lot of pressure off of it and the weight off of his shoulders with, calling most of the game, the audibles. I also think that a lot of it is not as much Hackett's fault as we think it is. Like, there are things we don't like about Hackett that frustrates us, but at the same time, I think the problems with the red zone is more the lack of a quarterback than it is Hackett. Like, because we've watched the film over and over again. When you go back and you watch the all 22, there are guys open. I don't know how to blame an offensive coordinator. If you're if you're at the 11-yard line and you call a play and there's a guy open in the end zone and your quarterback simply doesn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know what an offensive coordinator can possibly do. So I have no problem with him coming back because we've seen how he can be with Rodgers together. Whatever it is, maybe I wouldn't feel comfortable with him without Rodgers because I don't see any evidence that he could do it. But for whatever reason, the chemistry between those two people are there. Adam Gase was great with Peyton Manning. I mean, just sometimes you have a combination that just works.
Josh McDaniels was great with Tom Brady. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you had those coordinators, great quarterback duels who just click together. So, I think it's normal what you got. Do you think that how much blame you give Rodgers for this year? Do you think that I know he got hurt and he played 4 snaps, but do you think him bringing in Cobb, Lazard, Hackett, Billy Turner, his former Green Bay pals, do you think that hurt? Do you think he deserves blame for that because those guys didn't work out this year and that hurt our season kind of?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, JD has to take accountability for that. He made the decisions of who to bring in. I think the only player that really hurt us was Lazard because Lazard was the financial commitment because we have to pay him another $13 million next year. I do believe that Lazard might be better next year with A-Rod. I think that, it's kind of like it's his coach on the field. So once A-Rod is back, I think Lazard will settle down and be better. I don't care about Cobb because if Corey Davis doesn't step down, like if he would have stayed and didn't retire suddenly, and if whatever reason that Elijah Moore was traded, the bottom line is if Corey Davis stays, Cobb matters that much less. Like he came in as a WR5, WR6, help in training camp kind of guy, maybe make the team as a veteran guy. I don't think that hurts the team. We could have cut him at any point. I mean, it's not like there's any other wide receiver we cut or let go because of him. So I have no problem with Cobb. Turner, it's the same thing. I mean, who would we have had if we didn't have Turner? We'd have some other guy that's not very good. Because anytime you have a backup offensive lineman, there's a reason they're a backup and not a starter.
Yeah. I think when Cobb was coming, I think the main reason y'all brought in Cobb, so Cobb can teach the young guys like Garrett Wilson, Miko Hallman, and y'all still had Corey Davis too. Like when Cobb came in, y'all still had like wide receivers who was gonna be all starters, like Corey Davis and Miko Hallman. It's just Davis stepped down and that kind of weak on y'all wide receiver depth. But Cobb was supposed to be that guy. It's like, hey, I play with Aaron. This is what Aaron wants. This is what Aaron expects you to do. This is how he likes to run, for you to run your routes. Because you heard him on the Hard Knocks thing that he told the wide receivers that, hey, if Rodgers doesn't trust you, he's not going to throw you the football. So I think he was there to be that guy. You know, I don't think he was there to take Garrett Wilson snaps and not like that, because that would be crazy to do. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And then Lazard was at minimum was supposed to be your wide receiver 3 or 4. But again, with the wide receiver depth weekend, I think he had no choice but to bump his roll up. And then Billy Turner, like you said, he was a backup guy. The same thing, probably teach the Mekhi Becton and Joe Tippmann how Rodgers runs his operation. So I think those guys was like mentor and veteran presence than guys that can come in to contribute. So I think that put that thing that Rodgers brought his friends. I think that's kind of overblown a little bit. But I do got an interesting topic because I know a lot of your Jet fans are down on Robert Saleh, and I'm not saying he's perfect, but I think I think y'all need to give him another year just to see how he does with a legitimate quarterback, because it's hard to be a head coach when they have Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle, and Zach Wilson as your 3 quarterbacks. So, but if I do let Robert Saleh go, as a Packer fan, we can take him as our DC, and then our trash coordinator, Joe Barry, we can give him to y'all. You know what I mean? If y'all don't mind. But we would love to take Robert Saleh as our DC.
I bet you would. You know what? I don't think we're going to. We're definitely running back Saleh for next year without question. But if we did let Saleh go, my biggest fear is that he'd go to Miami. That's my biggest fear. Because if Robert Saleh went to Miami, the rest of the league is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
because you look at that offense.
Yeah,
it's over. If you put,
I think Robert Saleh, Mike McDaniels are from San Francisco. So
they're good friends.
You know what I mean? So friends. If you're a Jet fan, keep them.
Yeah, you take a Robert Saleh defense on Miami. 2 years if they became a top 5 defense with that offense, the whole league better watch out. But if Saleh went to Green Bay, I'd be happy because he's far away. He's on another conference. I could live with that. But next year, Robert Saleh will be the quarterback will be the head coach of the Jets. So
I think it's good for y'all that Rodgers committed for 2 years too. Because now and as much as I love Rodgers, he did kind of annoy me sometimes with the whole in and out. I'm gonna retire if I'm not. Us Packer fans got a little annoyed with him with that. So hopefully he doesn't do that to y'all this offseason. To have y'all on your toes. Hopefully he sticks true to his word that he's committed for next 2 years. And I really think he's going to be committed for next 2 years because he looked at this year as a lost season. So for him, this year don't count. And then he said he can play, he said he wants to play until 40 and 41. I don't know he's going to play until 45 like Tom Brady. He said he could do that if he wanted to, but, it's very rare to see someone play that long. Like Tom Brady is an outlier. Like maybe one quarterback that's played until they were 46 or whatever. So I don't see him going that far, but I can't see him like 41, 42 that he might call it quits there.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 2 more years. Hey, Bernard, thanks so much for joining, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
You take care.
And one thing I hope me being a Packer fan, you're okay with me coming on a Jet channel.
Bernard, I'm totally happy that you came on. You're totally welcome in our fan base. I'm glad that you're rooting for us, and I'm glad that you called in. Please continue to support the channel. I appreciate you so much for it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. And look who's here, guys. We have somebody else waiting waiting backstage. We'll get him on. But welcome, Nick. Talk to us. Everybody wants to know where you are. They're all blaming me.
Well, you kicked me off the show. We had a chat, and you said that you're no longer going to do shows with me, and I said that's fine, but I'm going to call you out and see how the chat reacts. And I've never had one of my comments in any of your shows get put on screen faster than that. That was why I said F you. Normally, you're behind in the chat. It'll sit there for a bit. The chat will start getting fired up, and then you can come in and be like, what the hell's going on? Oh, son of a bitch. Nick got me. Nope. This one, I think it was on the screen before I hit enter. You ruined it.
Well,
Hey,
Nick,
guys,
I got a surprise for you. Look who's here. It is Johnny.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, are you still in Cuba?
No. I'm back, man. I just left my parents' house. My aunt and my family's from here, from Cali, and we're heading to Georgia tonight. So, just saying goodbye and everything. Yeah, we'll be driving a little bit later on.
No, are you personally driving right now?
Huh?
Are you the one driving?
Who, me? Nah, I got one of those electric cars where they drive by themselves.
Seriously?
But it's driven by my.
It's safety first here on the Pride and Chaos show, my friend.
But it's driven by my knee, so that's the handless feature that I have.
Okay.
Taught by my my father and grandfather.
Do you?
My grandfather and my pops.
I hear kids in the car. Do you have headphones on, or is Uncle Nick going to be heard by the children here? Because I have to know how to temper myself.
Oh, they're in here, both of them. But dude, they've heard everything, man. There is no earmuffs in my. They know not to use any language and stuff like that.
Okay,
but,
all right.
And so plus, they watch me watch Sunday games with the Jets.
Oh, okay.
Me and my wife both are off the hook.
They know the adjective plethora that we use.
Yeah.
Wait a second. How old are your kids?
So Riley's 9, my son's 1, and we found out the gender of the other one that's going to be born in July 4th is the due date. It's a girl.
Oh wow! Aw.
Nice.
Okay, so this is for your 1-year-olds. Okay. I am Grover. I am Grover. Near, far, over, under, around.
Just let your 1-year-old know to ever hear that voice outside of daycare. Go to a responsible adult immediately.
He knows.
He knows. Everyone knows.
How you guys been, man? Hey, happy holidays to you guys. I wanted to come up, always show love and everything. I've been MIA, man, with the holidays around and got sick the whole 9. So you know how that goes.
Oh, I just got over, brother. I hear you.
So So what did I miss, man? Did we finally win a game or?
Yeah, we beat Washington.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. I heard we're dominating the game and let them come back in. Typical heart attack Jets on that game, from my understanding.
Yep.
They were up 27-7 when me and my son left at halftime.
Oh my goodness.
And then the wheels fell off. We get home, it's like 28-27. We're like, what the hell happened? My son goes, we left at the right time, Dad.
So what do you guys
I do have to say it real quick. Bernard, the previous guest who was on, very cool, Packer fan coming on.
Yeah.
And the coolest part about it, I was watching Chicago PD in the background the whole time. It's one of my favorite shows. I saw a point on in the background. I wasn't even paying attention to you two. I'm like, can we turn the TV up?
So what are you guys thinking, man? What are we doing next year? We're running it back with everybody. I'm kind of happy that we're not getting rid of, maybe the offensive line coach, but I'm ready to run it back with A-Rod. He spoke to me during the Pat McAfee show and pretty much told me we're winning Super Bowls back to back. So that's
I heard the same thing. I heard that as well. And here's why the coaching staff should stay. 4-3, 5-2 the last 2 seasons before we got to injury 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the line. We're winning with Zach Wilson, with Joe Flacco. And we've been 5-2 and 4-3. You don't need a top 5 line. You don't need 5 top 5 receivers. You just need the guys that you brought in to be available.
Right.
Sure, it helps having an elite player at any position. Absolutely. I'm not saying we don't want that. But you're not going to have 5 first-round picks on the offensive line. You're not going to have 5 wide receivers who are first-round picks. You're not going to have an all-pro like Russell Wilson at backup, because that's something on Twitter today. We should bring Russ in as a backup. Stop. It's not Madden. Everybody thinks they could just add any player they want. I wish it was Madden, because I'd fucking turn injuries off and we would be a great team.
Well, I mean, I think more important than a draft pick, more important than anything, I agree 100%. The most valuable thing we could do to be more effective next year, or that we can hope for, is to just be healthy.
Yeah.
Because we have a roster that can compete if it's healthy. We really do. I would like to add a quality left tackle and then have a fight and a competition for right tackle and like work the rest out. But to have a nice staple right in there, or a guy like Neighbors, you know what I mean? Like to have a real number 2 receiver, a guy that might even be as an equal to Garrett Wilson, if not like the Waddle to Tyreek Hill. That would be really nice.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. And here's the part that sucked about winning. You probably fell out of the Neighbors sweepstakes.
Yeah.
But Roma Dunze from Washington is not a consolation prize. You know, Chris Olave was the 3rd wide receiver drafted behind Wilson in London.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. So the way these receivers are coming in and entering the NFL right now, they hit the ground running. And if you add a weapon even close to the quality of Garrett Wilson across from Garrett Wilson, who are you going to double? Let's just do a domino effect of this, okay? Who are you going to double? You're going to bring a safety up in the box. We're going to check, and Rodgers is just going to burn you on that because it's going to be one-on-one coverage on both sides or the wide side of the field. You want to keep 2 safeties back? Okay. Now Breece Hall is going to destroy you in the run game. Or we run people deep and we swing it out to Breece Hall, because you see Breece Hall is an elite weapon, not just as a runner. And a coincidence that finally a game where our offensive line plays somewhat good. Breece Hall goes for almost 200 total yards, or he did hit 200, whatever. There's only one running back in the history of the NFL to have more 95 rushing, 95 receiving games. It's Walter Payton, who had 3, and it took him like over 100 games to do it. Breece Hall's done it in less than 30. I think he's done in less, I think 22 games he's at, 22 or 23. Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Tomlinson, Priest Holmes, Christian McCaffrey. None of these guys have ever done it. Breece Hall's done it twice. He's done last year against Miami and this year again. So get another weapon. You get a 3rd elite weapon. Who are you going to stop? It's going to be pick your poison. And Rodgers is going to facilitate to whoever, even if it's Conklin. Rodgers will get the ball there.
Yeah.
You know what I want, guys?
What do you want?
You know
Johnny?
what I want, man? I want us to go and put grass in and take the turf out, man, because
Can't.
They're going to do it for the World Cup.
They're going to do it for the World Cup because the World Cup doesn't have games back-to-back days. Jets and Giants have multiple back-to-back games that are home. With how much it rained this year.
True.
You're
right.
We had grass in the old stadium. They tried it. There were clumps the size of bowling balls on the field, and people cried about that. So grass is not an option, in my opinion. Yes, you can keep grass, but you have 34 games. It's not like you're in New England, or you don't have 34. You have 17, 18 games. It's not like you're New England and you have 8 or 9 home games, or Pittsburgh. You could have a Sunday game in a downpour, and then a Monday night game. And whoever has that Monday night game, the fans, the players are going to be irate because they're playing on an unsafe surface.
I can't wait for my boy Kuntz to play this weekend, man. Send me into
cool.
Kuntz, baby.
That's cool.
Send me into Kuntz.
He's a freakish athlete. Let's see if he can play football.
Oh, he's gonna get those passes from for Simeon or Seaman, whatever his name is. Seaman to Kuntz.
I've renamed him. People think that's his name because of me. It's my fault.
Hey, but I wanted to come up here real quick and show some love. Gotta go change the kids before I get beat up. You know, we gotta get them to sleep. So hey,
How long are you gonna be driving for?
it's about an 8-hour drive from Virginia to
Okay.
Georgia. So it's not. We leave at 4. We'll be there around midday.
All right.
Now,
Drive safe. If you see a Chick-fil-A, hit it up.
Hey, we got Chick-fil-A all out here, man.
I
We're
know.
more of a Burger King family.
Oh yeah.
Love them.
Okay.
Love them.
On a road trip? Oh, that's
Until-
ballsy.
Yeah. Until the kids see Wawa, then they're gonna be like Wawa.
Yeah, true that.
Burger
Hey,
King
man,
on a
you guys
road
have
trip is nuts. I was a cable guy, man. 2 of the times I've crapped my pants in my adult life are Burger King related. So I'm not doing that at all. God bless you guys for that decision.
Hey, that's Roy Rogers for me, bro. That's Roy
Okay.
Rogers.
Everyone's got one, right?
Yeah, Roy
Yeah.
Rogers.
It hit your stomach and it's just got to get out immediately.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right,
but you
brother.
guys be
Drive
safe,
safe, man.
Happy New Year's. You guys be good.
Happy New
You
Year,
know,
brother.
keep it
Safe
up.
travels.
Hey, we'll keep supporting you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Both of you guys. Appreciate you guys, man.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, pal.
Take care, man.
Happy New Year.
Bye. Happy New Year,
Happy
sweetheart.
New Year.
And I'm sorry you got to sit in a car with him for so long. I hope it gets better. Bye.
Oh my God, Whataburger! I need to try Whataburger so bad. I need to try that. I go to North Carolina all the time to visit my parents, and for some reason I just need to get in the
That is
car
the
and go.
ugliest picture I've ever seen.
Leave the guy alone. What are you talking about?
That is the ugliest human being I've ever seen in my entire
Do you
life.
know Metzi?
I've never seen that face before. That is the most
Wait a
cringeworthy
second, what-
photo I've ever seen. What is this?
Wait a
He's
second.
holding
What
a
name?
ham. He's holding a ham and a kibasi. Wait, what is he going to make it disappear? Is he going to suitcase it?
Wait a second. Wait a
What
second.
kind of
He's
awful
a member
human
of the
being?
channel. How could I not know? This was a new name for somebody who we already knew, right?
I've never seen him before.
It's impossible. He's a member
That
of the
is
channel.
a hideous human being.
Shut up. You know who that is. Who is
It's
it?
Knob. It's Knobcraft.
Would he chop all his hair off?
He changes his name every week. Then this
He also
week he went to his
changes his look.
Joe Douglas assassinate. I thought it was Chode Douglas.
All I know is that I should be ashamed of myself for not for not having Whataburger yet, because it is literally in Raleigh, and I go down there and I'm there and I haven't had it, and there's no excuse. Next time I go, January, the end of January, I'm going to be in North Carolina. I actually have something for Knob. I have this for Knob. This is his.
I hope it's a mask. Can you get him a mask to put on?
No,
I would rather him go back to his ridiculous photos. That was too much for me. All the nonsense he spews. Can we just everyone take a moment to take a look at my name? Yes, it says Nick, proud New York Jets fans, but underneath,
hater of all
things, chaos, all of it.
Such a douche.
I have to give you credit.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, this man the other day burned me so good on Twitter. And I am such a fan of people and friends burning one another that I have to take my hat off to you, pal. He did the worst possible mock draft and shared it on Twitter and said, my friend, proud New York Jet fan, just sent me this and it says it's the best draft ever. And I have never people were like, oh, this guy's an idiot. What is it? Like Jeremy traded out to the second round and took a defensive end first. Like it was so
of course
bad.
I went edge first, of course.
Versay from Florida State was first, and then like a tight end. Like it was so bad. And people are like, this is the biggest idiot ever. It was good.
I said, let me do a draft that every other Jet fan in the world will agree on is horrible.
Yeah. Yes, that you finally got Jets fans to agree at my expense. So
I did. I don't know why I didn't get around. I did a green bean one where I literally took every trade, accumulated 18 picks, and took only tight ends. I don't know why it didn't get more attention.
Are we doing one?
Yeah. Let me
rock?
Let me share the screen.
Instant gratification.
Let
so
me
Daniel
share.
Meehan say Jets will take OT at 9. I think, Daniel, right now, and I hope our draft that we're about to do comes out this way, but there's a receiver and a tackle at 9 who I think it'll be between. It's going to be
Can you see
very,
this?
very interesting.
Can you see it all?
Yeah. You didn't pick the Jets, though.
Oh, okay.
You're horrible. What an awful human being you are.
This
Restart.
computer is.
Oh, that would have been great if like Pornhub popped up.
This computer's been so buggy.
Oh, that'd have been great if we saw your porn search history pop up.
Maybe that's what it doesn't like. It doesn't like the ad blocker.
Everyone in the chat, guess what Jeremy's porn search would be. While he's working on the technical side. Let's thank you, Grandizer.
Let me see if I can do this.
I could picture your porn site search being like fatties with food. Something that like you're into.
Check it out. It's not working because of the ad blocker thing. I only have a problem on this computer. I don't understand.
Do you want me to pop it up here?
Maybe.
Do you want me to run it from my end?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be better.
What site is that? PFN? I don't have the trades though, I think. Is that PFN or PFF?
It is PFN. PFN.
Did you sign up for? No, it's not PFN.com.
No. Just type in on Google search PFN mock draft.
All right, hold on. I'll make sure my porn search doesn't pop up.
It's not porn sites. It's like it wants you to use ad blocker.
Well, I wanted to make sure my previous Google.
It wants you to use ad blocker, but when I do, then it says which ad blocker do you want to use? Like it's fucked up. It's like what the hell? Ooh, the Rangers are up 4-1. Let's go Rangers!
Oh, this is new here. 7.
Jeremy's porn search feet.
All right, let me. Modine feet. I would go with peanut butter and puppies. Not me. I mean, that would be my guess for Jeremy.
Yeah.
All right, present.
We all know what your porn is.
Midgets.
You're just so fucking sick. We watched Elf the movie.
You see this?
Yeah.
You see this?
Wait a second, it's still spinning, so maybe I'm locked. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, you want to use this one? This one's tricky.
This is PFN.
Okay. Well, this is PFN.
I'll figure it out. It's the internet.
No, this one's okay.
So Drake May, Caleb Williams.
Drake May did okay.
Drake May,
picked, right?
Caleb Williams. Neighbors, Turner, Fashanu, Harrison, and Latham. I think that's very realistic. Not the order, but I think the players going. I think is spot
This is my
on.
worst night. This is my worst fucking nightmare, dude. This is my worst fucking nightmare. Like we can't even get Latham. We can't even get Latham.
Not mine.
I'm not taking no Brock Bowers. Take no.
Well, Daniel Meehan said something. My choice was going to be between Latham and Rome Odunze, with Bowers also in the conversation, because we need an elite offensive player. Can you imagine Rodgers with an elite tight end, an elite receiver, and an elite running back?
Yeah. All right. Look and see one thing. What is the trade offer? Because maybe we could still get Keon Coleman if we trade down to a little bit.
13. Oh, I love this.
13 is
the
really
Raiders
good,
are offering number 13 to drop back 4 picks and giving us number 44 overall, a second rounder, which we don't have. It's the really Patriots want to give a that's trading out of the first round completely. Fuck them. Fuck their face.
Yeah. Fuck them.
It's not bad, but I don't want to give away.
If it was real life,
because then
we can't afford to worry about next year, like 25. Like in other words, the first trade is the best.
Yeah, and now we're still only 2 picks in the first 3 rounds because we're giving up our third to get their second, so we're still in the conundrum, right?
Yeah, yeah, we're just as screwed. That's
if you
great.
take away
That's
number
great.
73 on this,
It would
if
be
you
great
take away
if
73, I would
in
do
real
that.
life, but for the purpose of this draft, no.
Yeah,
But
'cause
in real life, if you took away 73, 100%, you do it.
yeah, or if you took
Mhm.
away 73 and we gave up one of our 4s, because then
Yeah,
we still
I would
have
do that.
4 picks in the first 4 rounds with 2 1s next year in case we gotta go up and get a quarterback, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I totally get it, but not with 73. We need that pick.
Agreed. It's not often, but we're on the same page.
Hi, little one.
So, are we do we
Hi.
agree with the
Hi,
Raiders?
guys.
We drop back 4 spots and we pick up a second rounder?
Yeah.
Because
Aw.
let's look at our choices here, right?
Love you.
We got Bowers, we got
Aw.
Roma Dunes, we got Talele Fuagua.
My buddy.
Where? Oh, here it is.
Where's my little girl? There you are, little baby.
We got the tackle from. We got Mims from Georgia.
Did we
got
do
the
the
tackle
trade?
from Oregon State. I didn't do the trade yet. I was just doing the names. We agreed? Do it. Don't even weigh out the options. Just take it.
Oh, I would do that trade in a second. Let's get a second round pick.
Done.
There's no one worth it that was still there. Now who's available? Did we get lucky? Did a wide receiver slip? Keon Coleman's still
Odunze
there.
from Washington is still there.
Oh, you love him,
I would take
right?
Odunze over Coleman.
Okay, that
I
worked
love
out
that
great
kid.
for us, man. That worked out so great for us. We were ready to take that in the first
You want
round.
to look at the
with
trades?
with
Just
the
we did get an offer. Tampa with the same thing. They just took away their second. No, we're going to reject that. Let's see what else is here. Bengals 18, moving
Ooh.
back 5 more spots
Oh,
and giving
that's
us
so
another
tempting.
2 at 49.
Dude, that's so tempting. That's so tempting.
All right, let's weigh our options and see who's here.
Because
So
at 19
overall,
of the other offensive linemen too.
you still have Jaden Daniels, quarterback. I'm not saying for us. You got Romo Dunze. You got Brian Thomas Jr., which I would be great with because I think he's a perfect complement. Former Jet too.
Look, there's
His
an
dad.
offensive tackle down there. There's an offensive tackle.
Marius
Farage.
Mims is still there from Georgia. Fuagua is there from Oregon State.
Brian Thomas from LSU.
We're not even looking at the defensive players. I'm okay taking this. What is the chat thing? I can't see. Let me come back in.
They're saying
Take
Joe
it.
is saying
I agree,
take it.
Joe.
Joe Champiani
Yeah,
is saying
because
take
we're just
it.
looking at offensive players. There's going to be defensive players that go too. So we're going to get one of the guys. Like once you're out of that top 6, I think 7 to like 20 is not
You
far off
trade
from one
all the
another
way
in
down
terms of the
slowly.
offensive talent.
You trade as slowly as possible down to 20. I agree. If your top guys are gone off the board, no question about it.
We agree.
No question.
We're going to take
Yeah.
the
That one
Bengals
right there.
18 and 49.
Oh, we got
Going
two
once,
number
going
twos.
twice. Sold.
Let him still be there. Let our
All
guys
right.
still be there. That'd be great.
Jaden Daniels went. Everybody that we wanted is still there. Odunze is still there. Fuagua is still there. Brian Thomas is there. Mims is there. And we have more offers coming in.
I know. Look at that. Another.
Jacksonville wants to
one.
give us 22 and 84.
Wow. That's tempting.
Kansas City wants to give us 25 and 57. It's another second rounder for 7 spots.
Everyone will be gone by 25, though.
And you know what we can do? You know what we can do with all those 2s and 3s, Jer?
What?
We could trade up and get either McCarthy or Nix.
Well,
we could trade back up into the end of 1 and let McCarthy or Nix sit behind Rodgers for a year or 2.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no interest in Bo Nix, but JJ McCarthy, the hell of a quarterback. Bo Nix is horrible under pressure, dude. I don't need another guy who can't play under pressure. McCarthy would be a great pick, but you know what? It's we have to. I mean, we're obviously, man, if we could, I don't know. So what's that trade? I thought one of them is not reasonable because we can't go back that far. I mean, I think we've gotten enough, and we're okay to pick right now. But 22 is not that far.
22, 4 spots, and number 84. So 4 spots and a mid 3.
Third rounder. Yeah.
7 spots and a late 2, which Kansas City.
Oof.
But we're giving
Wow.
up pick 168. That's it. That's those 2.
What do you think? That's a tough one, man. We already got 2 number 2s.
Let's look at.
We got 2 number 2s and could still get the guy. We could still get the guy we were willing to take at 9. And we already have 2 second-round picks. And we could still get our guy.
I can't take the chance again. Me personally, I got to lean on you because I'm in that browser. I can't see what the chat is saying. I would say it's between Roma Dunze or trading back here to Kansas City for the 25 and 57.
Joe wants to take McCarthy.
I don't think we take a quarterback. We need an impact player to help us this year. I don't think take it with our first pick. I don't.
Like I said, my head wouldn't explode if they did it, but I don't think they're going to do that. Like, I just don't think they're going to do it. I just don't. Even though that if they should, there's a different question, but I don't think they will. I think we should be realistic to what they're going to do, somewhat too. I think that Rome is just sitting there, man. I think it's a gift that we could still get them, and we get these 2 free number 2 picks. We get if we want a quarterback, we could get Penix later on. I mean, the guy would be a first round pick if he wasn't injured.
I don't think the Jets can touch Penix. I know. But can you imagine the hysteria and mayhem if we take a guy with all the injuries we've had, if we take a guy who's had 2 ACL injuries, and then he gets hurt, it's going to be why the Jets being the Jets. Why would you take an injured player?
Well, then you take the kid from Florida State in like the 4th round, so no one will complain about it.
Yeah, and you redshirt him.
Yeah. Well, you got to redshirt him because you got freaking Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, Shedeur Sanders isn't coming out. You got Quinn Ewers. I'm just looking in the middle. Michael Pratt from Tulane would be a nice guy to sit behind Rodgers.
Yeah, he's good. But I don't know if I got to look more into him.
I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time. We got lucky, I think. We need an elite weapon. And now with the multiple 2s, we can address the line.
Take Rome.
Because there's good tackle depth that'll fall around too.
We did great. We got 2 second-round picks. Just grab our kids. Just grab our kid, and then in the second round, we'll get a tackle.
Done.
Now we got to get a tackle. There's no question about it. We got to bulk up the offensive line now. Right?
BYU kid is still there. Jordan Morgan is still there.
Okay, Kingsley.
BYU kid just went. Jordan Morgan, Patrick Paul, Tyler Gotton are still there.
I like Patrick Paul a lot. Let him slip. Is he gone? Oh my God. When did we pick? I thought we had a second round pick. What the hell's going on here?
We do. We're 44. We're up.
Go back to tackle.
So the top offensive linemen available are Cedric Van Pran. Well, I figure we're going to discuss center more, so I'll end on that one. Cedric Van Pran from Georgia is there. You like him, you love him, you can move Tippmann to guard, right? At guard, you have Cooper Beebe from Kansas State, who's an All-American. Also at center, Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon, who's also All-American. Tackle, you have Jordan Morgan, Patrick Paul, Tyler Guyton. According to these rankings, Morgan is the number 1.
I think that's not the only app where Morgan is ranked higher. I mean, I would just take the best offensive tackle available until I know better. I'm going to hopefully meet them at the Senior Bowl and watch them play and really have favorites. But
Did you process it yet?
Yeah, it's all good. I have my press
Nice.
credential. I have my press credential. I have my paid for my share of the house. Got the reservation for the rental car. We're all good.
Nice. Good. Glad to hear it. You got to wear like a chicken suit. That'll go viral.
See, the smart move, but the smart move
You
here
got to
would be to
order a
grab.
personalized Jets Chaos chicken suit.
I'm telling you, the smart move here would be to take Michael Penix. I know you're not going to do it. I know you're not going to agree. It would be the smart move. You realize he's just as good as the first round guys. He just was injured. That's the only. It was an injury. People come back from injuries. Tom Brady freaking, ACL, and then played another 18 years. I mean,
what does everybody think? That I would take a tackle. That's me.
Yeah. Just take
I
Morgan.
would take
Jordan Morgan.
I would take Connor. I would take Cooper Beebe from Kansas State because I think Cooper Beebe is the best offensive lineman available.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
what are you going to do? You're going to stick AVT at tackle?
You could put him and Vera Tucker at guards.
What do you do with Tomlinson?
I would keep AVT at guard and have Tittman. I cut him June 1st cut. He's been horrendous.
Then you don't have a tackle.
He's just because he's been there doesn't mean he's good.
But then
we're gonna have to get one in free agency. Definitely. We're gonna have to get one in free agency.
Unless you retain Becton.
I'm just a big believer. Well, we can discuss free agency, but Cooper Beebe played tackle in college. Is projected exactly like Vera Tucker. He's projected to be a guard in the NFL, and it worked out great for Vera Tucker when he's played guard. He's been elite.
All right, fine. 2 elite guards, great. With Tittman in the middle.
I mean, I'm between Morgan and Beebe. Like, give me some feedback. Like,
no, that's a hell of a core. I mean, it's a hell of a core. But we'll know more before the draft.
Get a tackle in free agency.
We'll know more going into the draft. If we retain Becton, we're in a different situation. If we don't retain Becton and we're not able to get anybody, and we're going in with nobody, like our tackles are nobody, then we have to take a tackle. But if we'll know our situation, if we already retain Becton and maybe sign somebody else and already feel we have tackles, then yes, we could take this kid BB and like freaking have a freaking ultimate middle three. You have Tippmann, freaking AVT, and
here's why I take BB now. Since we've traded back, we could still get a tackle with Jordan Morgan, Patrick Paul, or Tyler Guyton. I think BB is that much better than all the other guys available for interior. That's my take. Like, I think BB is better here than the other guys, and I think the other 3 tackles are all kind of closer together where it's not that much of a drop off.
Okay, listen. Our next pick is at 49. So just do it. We'll get one of those 2 guys in the next pick if we want.
All right. Your call.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I think that I didn't realize
we were 5 picks back. 5 picks back changes it.
Right. Who do you think is more likely to be gone? Morgan?
All right.
Or BB? He's 53. Morgan's ranked 48.
I'm okay with Morgan or Paul or Guyton.
Probably safer to take Jordan Morgan now and then hope our guy slips to 49 because he's ranked 53. There's a good chance he'll be there.
All right. Here we go. We're going to do Morgan.
So this way we get them both.
Do Morgan and hope.
I'm greedy. I'm a greedy son of a bitch. I'm a greedy Jew.
Boom. Gone.
Don't you love that I said
Lamar Lassiter, Cedric Van Pran went. BB went the pick before us.
Shit.
Pittsburgh.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, BB went.
That sucks. That's ridiculous. He went ahead of schedule? That's ridiculous. Go to guard right now, though.
No, he was ranked 49th. He went 48th.
Oh, I thought he was ranked 53. But check this out. Go to centers.
Oh, he was. You're right.
Go to centers, though.
What do you want to see?
Go to center. Offensive center.
Centers?
Yeah. because you wanted a guard, right? Because you could always move Tippmann out.
You got Zach Frazier from West Virginia.
He's fucking good.
I mean, Jackson Powers Johnson was All-American, just like Cooper Beebe.
We get him
was.
later. No point in taking
We
him
can
now.
get him, yeah, in 3. So do we want to go another tackle and keep Vera Tucker inside?
Oh, you want to take 2 tackles?
Let's look at all and see who's available. See if there's anyone. You got Devondre Sweat, who's a great defensive tackle.
We can get our defensive tackle that'll play alongside Q.
Quinn Ewers is still there, quarterback from Texas. I think he stayed in college.
Some guy is saying that's what happens when you're greedy. If we would have taken the guard, we would have gotten the tackle anyway. I did it wrong. Yeah, I messed up.
That's what happens when we listen to chaos. Chaotic shit happens, man. Like,
I'm greedy.
I know I'm a lunatic, but sometimes I'm the voice of reason.
JD's not going to go with 2.
Then you got ridiculous comments like from
So
Matthew
what should he do, Big Al? What should he do, Big Al? Play Turner? Like, who should he? I mean, if we don't retain Becton, and even if we do, like, what are we going to do? Like, if there's no good we're not going to. Would you rather have a bad free agent or a stellar draft rookie out of college? I mean, there's no choice. Well, no matter what, A-Rod's not getting a good tackle. I mean, like, he's going to get a rookie that's good, or he's going to get some crappy guy because there's no one in free agency.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what
Can
it
we
is.
address this crappy comment?
What?
This comment is so horrible.
Draft
Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Smith says. Why would we want to draft a loser quarterback? He's 3-5 in his last 8 games. He's only scored more than 21 points twice. The wave has crashed. It's over.
Doesn't he have 2 Super Bowls?
Taylor Swift has ruined. I don't care. I'm worried about the future. Past don't mean nothing. Joe Namath won 1. He's not going out and winning the game tomorrow. The Taylor Swift curse has ruined the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm all about it.
Well, Joe's right. There's
all
a 2% chance.
My bold predictions for the playoffs: Kansas City will not win a game. My bold prediction: the NFC Championship.
All right, Nick and Poop. Let's go. Let's get this going. What are we doing with our next pick? Shandir Sanders.
All right. So what are we doing here?
The most guaranteed busted quarterback is that Shandir Sanders gets hit. He's gonna be a bust.
He's not coming out though. Him and this isn't updated yet.
Oh, okay. Ooh, Xavier Legette.
No,
Can you
both
imagine
the Sanders boys are staying in school.
Oh, okay. Can we get another wide receiver? Look at that kid, Xavier. Go into his notes, man. He's good. Like, if you go into his notes, look at his body type and everything. I don't know if it says it on this app, but watch
6'3", 227.
Isn't that perfect?
Calling Xavier Legette a late bloomer seems like an understatement. Legette wasn't on anyone's radar in the draft world aside from the explosive kick return potential. We'll see. He will receive with his size more than a few DK Metcalf comps during the draft process. He's unbelievably explosive. In fact, he'll likely be one of the fastest players at the draft, even at nearly 230 pounds. He doesn't turn like a cruise ship as a route runner. His attribute is his high point ability and vice grip hands in contested and aerial situations.
He's like my Watson. Like Watson from the other draft from, out of North Dakota that went to Green Bay. That's who this kid is to me. He's a freak.
Yeah.
6'3", ridiculously fast, weighs 230, can get up there, make contested catches.
So we have number 49. We have number 49 here. And then after here, we pick it 73, 104, 107. I'm okay taking another weapon because I think we need it, because I don't think you can go into a season with Allen Lazard in your top 3.
Right? He sucks. That's what I'm saying. We got two young guys. One of them's going to pan out. Look, the Green Day did it with Dobbs and with Watson, and it worked out. They're developing into good receivers. Now they're going to have Garrett Wilson next to them. These two guys. One of them will. They'll both
You do
contribute a
have.
little. What? Go ahead. Plus, we
All
get
right.
our.
So
Plus, we get an explosive.
I'm gonna
kickoff.
throw out the names that I'm interested in.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind Christian Haynes. I know it's tough waiting to 73, but second best guard. I think somebody said they can't see taking 2 tackles. I'll agree with that for this exercise.
We could take
Xavier
the center.
Leggett. I could take. Again, I think we can wait to 73.
You think he might slip because we can get
Yeah,
Jackson
you want to take
Powers.
him here and move Tippmann?
Well, you're right. We can get
into
Jackson
guard?
Powers. We can get Jackson Powers at that point. So if we can get an NFL ready center, like
I'm
out of
okay
the
with
draft,
another weapon if you are.
Pittman goes to guard, and we're so solid at guard. AVT left
Yeah,
guard.
I need my
Tippmann
interior
left
to
guard.
be.
Suddenly, we have a blocking offensive line. Brees Hall can go crazy. What's up? What's up, sweetheart? Come on up.
Oh, nothing on Haynes yet.
There you go.
All right, what do you
Come
want?
on up. Say hello to everybody.
You make the
Thank you.
choice here. I can't see the chat, so you tell me.
I'm gonna say take the center.
You tell me here. I can't see the chat. I don't know the feedback. Center, Zach Frazier.
Oh no, let me see what people are saying. Joe Champion is saying Morgan, Tippmann, Frazier, AVT, Beckman. Sounds like a great offensive line to me. People draft the center. He's old, but wait a second. Sign the tackle from the Cowboy free agent. Nobody's talking about this draft.
Or Christian Haynes.
Christian Haynes is
What do you say?
the guard. The guard, yeah, but we can get him later.
Christian Haynes is the guard. Okay.
He's a guard, but it's a big reach.
Well, we don't need a guard if we take a center. I was just weighing the guard against the center for discussion purposes.
That's why I'm looking right. That's what I mean. I would take Xavier Leggett because you can get the center next round. You know what I mean? We can get that. We can get a center that might be able to be. We could also re-sign Connor
because
McGovern.
That's the receiver that we don't have, right?
Mm-hmm. We could also bring back Connor McGovern.
That's a receiver we don't have. And Rodgers has always loved the
big target.
I'm okay with the wide receiver here, and then take a lineman or two. I think this whole draft is going to be. I think we're going to re-sign Chuck Clark. I think we're going to re-sign Jefferson on the D line, and I think we could take a D lineman, like a run stuffing big guy, late in the draft. I think this whole draft is going to be offense early.
Take him.
I'm okay with Xavier Leggett. Boom, done. I clicked it. Oh, here we go. That's why it's not showing. All right. Devin Hester, Antonio Gates, and Julius Pepper headline the Hall of Fame finalists that got announced tonight.
Connor McGovern could come back.
Are we on
and
the
play
clock?
center.
It's not going. This is fast. Holy shit!
He can move to guard. Connor McGovern. Connor McGovern.
I have him as a backup.
Just doing that to drive Champion crazy. Joe championing. And Gary and Cooper.
I'm waiting. I clicked fast, but this is going very, very slow.
What the fuck?
I just think it's the browser because I have the StreamYard open and this, and I'm on the Wi-Fi. I'm not hardwired.
Ooh, Quinn Ewers.
I thought I clicked fast. Sorry.
Quinn Ewers. That's a quarterback who's not going to pan out.
Isn't he staying in school, though?
Let's look at the centers.
We have an option from Pittsburgh to move back 9 spots and then add number 178. All right.
Fuck all this. Let's look at the centers just real fast. I want to see if
They're
he came.
still there.
If he slipped. If he slipped through. He slipped through. Zach
They're still there.
Frazier's still there.
Frazier's there. Jackson Powers is
Oh,
there.
grab him. That's a steal. How about that, Joe Champion? We just got
308.
Zach Frazier, baby. He's one of the strongest in the country.
No limit. Yeah, his athleticism will limit which schemes he fits, but he's rock solid with his technique and has enough movement ability to be a plus NFL starter.
You stick him at center, Tipman at right guard, AVT at left guard. Bam!
Okay. Done.
Let Morgan
Done.
and Becton fight it out for who the left tackle is going to be.
So here's our offense so far. While it's running in the background, Roma Dunze and Xavier Leggett and Jordan Morgan at tackle with Zach Frazier going at center.
Dude, we're adding some weapons to this team. Those are some weapons, bro.
I would be so much happier with Alan Lazard as a fourth wide receiver and a run blocker.
He would be in this case. Maybe. Rookies sometimes take time to develop. You can't help that. But with Aaron Rodgers, it'll be faster. And you have Garrett Wilson taking most of the heat. Like, he's getting the double coverage. He's getting the best cornerback. He's taking a lot of the pressure off of the younger guys.
All right. You put Roma Dunze on one side of the field. You put Garrett on the other side in the slot. And you put Leggett outside. Now you run Garrett Wilson and a post right at the safety. If the safety, kind of like the play that Jalen Waddle scored on against us, and then you send Xavier Leggett deep. If the safety jumps, you go over the top. If the safety drops, you got Wilson on a post up the middle who'll run by everybody.
You see, that's what having a quarterback who can actually throw a pass gives you.
Yes, who can read, react, and release on time.
And make the throw. Could actually throw in stride a deep pass. In stride, Joe.
I am with this pick here. I'm a huge fan of Tommy Eichenberg, the linebacker from Ohio State.
That's why I took him in that draft. That I said. Remember, I said this is the Nick draft. My friend Nick, and I burned you on Twitter. I made sure to take Tommy because I knew you love him.
That's the only pick that you made that was good.
I don't think there's
we don't need cornerbacks, defensive tackle. I can't see us going here for defensive tackle.
Jenkins is good though.
I am prone to a defensive tackle named Chris Jenkins. What's his size? 6'3", 285. We got enough of those guys. We need a big, massive body.
Big fat guy.
I think we re-signed Jefferson, and you have Clemens,
we need
JFM,
Bobby Bacala. We need Bobby Bacala from The Sopranos.
Yeah, we need a Sione Puha. We need a Chris Jenkins. We need that massive body. All right, so let's look overall.
Just take Tommy Eichenberg.
Done.
Mosley's getting old.
Quincy and Tommy being linebackers long term. I know. I'm all for it. I think that's a steal because I think you can use him special teams to start, and I think he'll be one of those guys that develops nicely.
Yep.
Are we looking at trades or are we just making picks here on out? Here's 3 picks for 2.
Oh, this is for the next one? Okay. 2 picks for
this
3.
Is right now, yeah, because we had 2 fourth rounders.
I don't want to go back 22 spots. We need a running back now.
Well, let's look here. Is there anyone here that jumps out at us that say we have to have?
Look, Kai Wingo. Look at his information. You want to talk about a big fat guy? Makai Wingo. You want a big defensive tackle?
No, he's 295. I just pulled it up. 6'1", 295.
I thought he was bigger than that. LSU, though,
That's what she said. Brandon Fiske from Florida State, 304. What's the chat saying? I I can't see it.
It's a reach at that point anyway.
Farmer. Most of these guys high. Any safeties that we like?
Hicks.
Jaden Hicks from Washington State, Hudson Clark from Arkansas, Thomas Harper from Notre Dame, Tyke Smith from Georgia. I think we gotta possibly here consider a running back.
I definitely do. Austin from Notre Dame.
You know,
Austin Esteem. Although I don't know much about Bucky Irving.
no size on him yet.
He's okay.
Bucky Irving on 5'10".
He plays in Oregon.
I mean, we got a 5'10", 194 guy in Izzy, right?
Yeah. We need a workhorse. Power guy. A guy that can wear
Right.
the defensive
And this
line
sounds
down.
like a running back that Joe Douglas would take, right?
Breakaway speed?
Well, he's 5'10", 190 balls of mistakes. Irving is competitive and works to keep plays alive effectively. He keeps his eyes up, scanning for a rushing lane when one isn't obvious. Sounds similar to Brees, right? A strong inside zone or outside zone team should love Irving's ability to hit big plays and stress defenses. He could become a starter on a pass-heavy team that wants variance back who is major receiving threat as well. I think that's a very good compliment to Brees.
Yeah, I believe the team will be taking a running back almost every year, especially because we lost Michael Carter. Especially because we lost Michael Carter and Cook is going to go, so we need a running. We need another running back. If you think about it,
I'm with you.
They're always going to keep that pipeline going of running backs. Look at what they did in San Francisco. Yeah, look what they do in Miami.
I mean, Marshawn Lloyd from USC. He's 5'9", 216. I think he's got decent speed too for that size, for 216 for a little guy. Kind of like a Maurice Jones-Drew, right?
That's what it sounds like as far as the build.
Our next pick is 168.
Oh. We got to get the running back now. Otherwise, we're going to end up with some... Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, did you look at Esteem? Did you look at Esteem from Notre Dame?
Did I what?
The kid from Notre Dame, right after
I think it said not available yet. I think it said not available. Yeah, no data yet for him.
Oh, I'm not taking him with no information. Yeah, take Bucky. Bucky sounds like he sounds like a guy that'll be good. It fits our zone. Come on, Bucky! Can you imagine us screaming? Come on, Bucky! Don't be yucky.
And we need let's talk about it while the draft is simulating to 163.
The weather's mucky. We need
look at Miami. Speed after speed after speed. It's nonstop speed at every position. If you have Brees Hall, Izzy, and Irving at running back, with Leggett, Odunze, Wilson at wide receiver, with Gibson and Lazard as your 4-5, with Brownlee as your 6, and Irv Charles as your special teamer, I think that's a very good plethora of weapons. You know, you got Ruckert in the who should be tight end too. Conklin's still there another year. And then you have Kuntz developing, who on the field the other day was with Aaron Rodgers the entire time, standing there talking with him the entire time. Like that got me giddy for next season, Jer. As a year 2 freakish athlete tight end.
I bet you Kuntz is the guy I bet you when Rodgers was working out and throwing passes, Kuntz was his guy. Like Kuntz was going out for passes, running routes with him. I bet they were playing together a lot. And I bet Rodgers went over to him and said, you know, if you work on this, and that, you could be someone. Because he probably sees his athletic.
I can't believe how slow this is.
I mean, he's an athletic
This is the
freak.
slowest ever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He's an athletic freak. Kuntz. People don't understand. Nobody ever, no
put a little muscle on,
showed up at the combine with and put up the numbers that he put up. I just hope he's not a Reuter. Hope he's not taking steroids. Apparently, mock drafts aren't very popular. Everyone left. Fucking Nick.
Did they?
Fucking Nick cut my audience in half.
Dude, this thing is so slow.
Turn my channel to your channel. I'm so mean. I'm such an asshole. Really, I'm an asshole. At least I know it. I know what an asshole I am.
Yeah. First step's admitting it.
Look at this. It's literally like watching a live draft. I feel like Matt O'Leary and Ryan on a Saturday of the draft day. We just have to kill time. Who has the best French fries, Burger King or Wendy's? Oh, hi, baby. Oh, how you doing, baby?
Modine said the Jets fans left, and those actually left are booing. All right, Modine, you make the next pick then. Who are you taking here, Mo?
He would have already
Mo,
taken
some guy, Joe. Take Zinter if he is available. Take Zinter.
Did we take a quarterback?
See a guard or tackle?
Did you just take somebody?
No. I think Zinter might be gone. No, I'm going through the positions, you jackass.
We already took a center, I thought. We took Frazier. You schmuck.
Yeah. I asked what position Zinter played.
What pick are we up to right now? It's round 5. He's gonna, that Joe Douglas is gonna pick some guy.
168.
Anyway. He's gonna pick some guy we never heard of anyway.
Who do you want me to take?
He always does. He's gonna pick some freaking cornerback safety slash.
Take a D tackle here.
He's good. Yeah, why not? Take the biggest, fattest guy there is. No offense.
I select
Joe.
me.
Modine.
All right, we're gonna go Tyler Davis, 6'1", 308 fatty.
Modine has found a home. Jets chaos.
Oh, that's it. We're done. So we end up with Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
Jordan Morgan, tackle. Xavier Legette, wide receiver. Zach Frazier, center.
Ooh,
Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker. Bucky Irving, running back. Tyler Davis from Clemson, D tackle.
I love it. That's a great draft. I don't care what people say. That's a great draft. We're adding weapons. We're adding weapons, receivers. We're loading the room with receivers, young talent, speed. We're throwing a big freaking strong tackle from Arizona in there. If he played for a major school, he probably would have been a first-round pick. We're throwing a very talented, one of the strongest in the country centers in Zach Frazier. Going to give us options with the interior of the line. We got possibly a future captain of the defensive line, guy to replace C.J. Mosley. We got adding more speed to the running back room. I like it, man. I like it. I think it meets the needs of the Jets. No, he won't, Big Al. There's nothing wrong with this draft. You don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? You're just some guy named Big Al. I'm some schmuck named Jets Chaos Jeremy. Like, what do we know? Think you know any more than we do?
Yeah, but Alex, I think without free agency happening, you have to look. But without free agency taking place yet, I think you have to look at this team and say it has to be heavy offense. You get 2 wide receivers, 2 offensive linemen, all impact players immediately. You have to be happy with that. We don't know what free agency is going to bring us.
Yeah, free agency might change everything. I mean, we know that. But as of right now, we need offensive linemen and we need more receivers.
I don't think we will, but if we extend Becton, obviously that's one box checked already of a position that's needed. Let's have this discussion before we get off air. I've brought it up. I'm very curious what everyone has to say about this. Elijah Vera Tucker. Do you pick up the 5th-year option? Now, let me present the case. Becton missed almost 2 full seasons. He played 1 game, not even 1 full game in 2 years, right? And we didn't pick up his option. Same leg, same injury, right? Elijah Vera Tucker's had an Achilles snap. And did you say the other day he hasn't even had surgery yet?
I don't think he has, because somebody shared some message that they were discussing whether or not he needed it, that it might not be an Achilles. Was that bullshit? Someone sent a message that made it look like they still weren't sure if it was Achilles, and it might not be. Well, if that was the case, that means he hasn't had the surgery, which is crazy, because there's no way he'll be ready by June if he hasn't had the surgery yet. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's an offensive lineman. He needed to have the surgery as soon as possible, so I think it was a bullshit tweet.
I mean, October 9th, he got hurt. The first news story says we'll have surgery to repair his Achilles tendon. He's from California, and that's where Rodgers had the surgery. So
sure, it's going to be the same guy.
I didn't hear anything otherwise.
It probably was some bullshit thing on Twitter.
All right, but first, what was it? The tricep snapped, and now the Achilles snapped. He couldn't make it through October in any of the last 2 seasons. Do you pick up that 5th-year option on Vera Tucker? I think it's a serious conversation that I don't think there's a no-brain answer either way.
Yeah, but I would do it anyway. I would roll the dice on him.
Yeah?
Just because of the talent, I would roll the dice on him. Keep him at guard. He only gets hurt when he plays tackle. Keep him at guard and just roll the dice, because we just don't get offensive linemen that are talented very often. When he plays, he's a freaking excellent guard. Right? We get him year 4. We get him next year. Lock him up with the freaking option for year 5. And let's hope to God he stays healthy. Because if he stays healthy, he's an all-pro type guy. Like, he's not easy to replace. It costs 20 to 25 million to replace him.
Okay. So according to overthecap.com, the projections for the 5th-year option for Elijah Vera Tucker would be $15.4 million.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it.
He never made a Pro Bowl, so he doesn't get that escalator. He's never made more than 1 Pro Bowl. He hasn't hit the playtime incentive. So a playtime incentive would kick it to 16.2. A Pro Bowl would have kicked it to 19.7. 2 Pro Bowls would have kicked it to 21.7. So $15 million, but that also gives you the option to, you have time to extend him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good comments in the chat. Harlan saying he's good, but his availability is not good. That's a good point.
Yeah, but they were two separate.
You absolutely do.
They were 2 completely isolated injuries that were just bad luck. I don't think he's injury prone. I don't think it's not like he has 1 bad knee that keeps going on him. Like, it was just freakishly bad luck. He's going to be fine.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a normal career.
Well, that brings up the other thing. On Black Monday, the day after the New England game, I want to hear that the entire strength and conditioning group got fired.
Definitely.
You can't keep these guys. You brought them in. You fired the previous group and brought in these sports science guys, and you were so proud of it. And if you're doing self-assessment, the amount of injuries to your offensive line the last 2 years, now these guys might be great at what they do, but how can you run it back for year 3 with the same guys, right? Like, you want to self-assess, you want to do your coaching assessment of your performance. You have to look at the injuries and say, maybe we got to try something different here. We're getting multiple guys with Achilles tendon snapping. We got a lot of guys with injuries on the O-line. It's been 2 straight years. Now, you weigh it the other way, right? No one respects our quarterback. There's more guys in the pocket. Their bodies are getting rolled up on. More leg injuries are taking place. You can look at it that way too, right?
Yep. And with that said,
Raj.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures.